Hi, I'm Larissa. Today I'm going to do a quick tutorial on how to whiten teeth in Photoshop. The first thing you need to do is open the image that you want to use. In Photoshop CS3, that will be the bridge tool. This takes you to a browser that allows you to find the photo you're looking for. In older versions of Photoshop, you'll want to click on the tool that says File Browser, and it'll pull up a similar program, just a little dated. Once you get open in the browser here, you can click on the image that you want to use. Just double click on it and it will pull the image open in Photoshop. And then you need to zoom in on the teeth that you plan on whitening. To do that, you can go the slow way, which is to go View, Zoom In, and then repeat until you get in close enough. Or you can push the Control key on your keyboard and the plus key at the same time. If you push Control plus, you'll zoom in a little bit, and if you push Control minus, you'll zoom out. So as long as you hold down the Control key, you can push plus as many times as you need to get in as close as you want. The next thing you want to do is get them centered so you can work on them a little better. To do that, you just push the space bar, and while you're holding the space bar, click and drag the image so that it's where you need to be. You can also use these little side tabs to move up and down on them. I prefer using the space key because you have more mobility. You can go both ways without really thinking about it. Once you get the teeth nice and close to work with, you'll want to click on the Magic Wand tool. With this tool, you can select a tolerance. I'm going to go ahead and go with around 30. And you'll know if you're doing it wrong when you click on the teeth. For 30, I've pretty well filled the tooth. Now, if I had gone too low, say 10, and I click on the tooth, it barely fills up any of that tooth, which is not ideal because then I'll be clicking all day. So I move it to 30. And it'll vary if if the teeth are really small in the picture and it's a really like a farther away picture, you'll probably have to use a smaller tolerance, but since it was a decently close image, 30 is a better number for me. You'll just click and it'll select the tooth for you, and the next thing you want to do to select all of the teeth is to push the Shift key, which creates a little plus sign next to it, and click again. And each time you click, it selects more and more of the teeth. So I'm going to go through and click on each tooth. And if it doesn't entirely fill the tooth, like just a second ago, you see where the marquee ends and the tooth is still continuing? What I would do is push Shift and push it again, right in the middle of the selection you've already made. And sometimes it'll just kind of extend things out just a little bit. You can move it closer to that area and it starts pushing it out a little further, which is what we want it to do. Okay, and over here we're missing some areas, so I'm just going to, there we go. Now the teeth are fully selected in Photoshop. So the next thing we need to do, another thing is if it's not working the way you want it to, you can switch from the Magic Wand tool to the regular lasso tool. Click on the lasso tool and then push Shift, and there you go, the plus sign is next to it again, and then you can kind of drag and fill in additional areas that you would like to whiten. So maybe, there were little corners or things here and there that just didn't select, or if you've selected too much, such as over here, let me zoom in and let you see the area I'm talking about. Right over here, we've got a little bit of the gums selected and we don't need that. So I push the the Alt tool. If you push Shift, it adds to the selection. If you push Alt, it subtracts. So we have a little minus sign there that shows that we're subtracting by pushing the Alt tool key. Okay, so I pushed Alt and I removed that part of the selection. I'm going to zoom out a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, and I'm going to push space and center this a little bit better. The next thing you want to do is open up Image, Adjustments, and I like to use Curves. What curves will do is it's not only going to change the color of the image, but it's going to kind of add some brightness also. I'm going to click on the blue channel, and then you click in the center where that little bar is and just drag it up a little bit. Sometimes it's easier just to click up so you can kind of do it in smaller increments, and just watch your picture as you're going that way. Okay, so we've kind of brightened it by doing that. Another thing you can do is color balance. Control B will open this up, or you can just go Image Adjustments, Color Balance. And you can if you drag it to yellow, the teeth will get more yellow, and the opposite of yellow is blue. So you tend to want to pull up the blue a little bit. Okay, and then you save it and you're done.